What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. So today I'm bringing you a Viking machete. It's actually the M space 03, the M03 machete. This is by WICING Blades. It's a budget piece. It's a straight up budget piece, but it's a machete. Most machetes, I'm going to say most, even the greatest in the world, Tramontonia, the best machetes are usually at a good price because the steel is machete steel, right? So you're getting a low budget steel because it's made to just be able to hack through the brush and then sharpen it with a rock because you're in the bush, right? So you're going to get machetes at really, really good prices. If you look at a lot of the knife crimes in like South America, most of them come from machetes because they're cheap, they're easy to get a hold of, and they'll hack something off that you don't want hacked off. So it's a really good option or a good way to get a working blade at a very cheap price. This one actually has polypropylene in the grip, right? And it is, you can see right there, it is true full tang. You can see the tang goes all the way through. Now, the grip itself is big this way. If you have small hands, that's going to be big for you. But it's going to be sticky. So even if it's a little too big, it's still going to work. I think where this piece shines is in the saw. They did the teeth. You can see how they're staggered cut, right? From here, it's a straight line. But when you go like this, they cut a slit like in between the teeth and then filed the insides of every other tooth a different direction. I think that's really, really nice. When you're talking about a budget piece, and this thing's a budget piece. It's sub $20, $18.99. $18.99. And to have teeth like that, usually you get the really, really cheap, and I mean cheap, saw teeth on a machete. Now it should be flexible. It is flexible, but you'll see like on a lot of the really cheap machetes, they'll and then they'll stay bent. This one actually seems like it's built a bit better. Now I'm not sure if it's 1055 or no. I think it's stainless. It's a stainless steel blade. So you're looking probably in the 440s, maybe. Somewhere in there, but it seems like it's going to be able to get it done. Now, it did come with a nylon sheath. It's actually a foam-lined nylon sheath, so if you're going to do a nylon sheath, remember, it's budget. This is the way to go, big belt loop, so you can have plenty of things to carry it on. It works. It works. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, they did send a pair of gloves. The problem is they were large. And I can't get my fingers in because I have really, really big hands, and I am squished in there. My hand is like in a circle. I can't even get it over my knuckles. So they do send you some work gloves, and if you are not a gargantuan, then they'll most likely work because they stretch. They just don't stretch big enough for me. So I'm not going to test it with the gloves on, but it's really nice that they offer that, especially $18.99, and it came with gloves. I'm not sure if that's how it is or if they just sent me a complimentary pair of gloves, but not so bad. Let's see. All right, well, the only thing left is to take... Now, because it's a machete edge, so I'm not worried about cutting my my wrist. You know what I mean? It's not crazy sharp, but it's because it's a machete, it's made to hit, and if you went crazy sharp, you just chip the edges. So it is a machete edge. So we're not going to do cutting tests like fine cutting. We're going to do what this thing is made to do, and we're going to go out and hack. All right, so being a machete, one thing I didn't expect, because it's so light, I didn't expect it to get around so well. The balance on this thing is actually pretty good. That's not bad. You will notice, too, that the orange, especially out in the sun, is really bright. That means when you're walking or you're in the campground and you put your machete down, I mean, that is about 7 feet away. I can see the handle. I can see it. And a lot of times, anybody who goes out and camps and things like that, ooh, I needed my sunglasses. I looked outside, it was all clouds, and I'm like, I'll be okay, and then they broke. Anybody who goes out and camps knows that a lot of times when you're out, you put stuff down that you're using, and then you go, crap, where is it? And I've done that plenty of times. This one, no worries. I could see it very, very easily. So let's hack some stuff. We're going to hack some hardwood, some old dead hardwood, and then I want to go out into the desert and hack away at some mesquite, the thorn trees, which are nasty. And when you are walking through the desert and you are full of these giant thorn trees, a machete is a really good thing to have. Let's get set up. All right, so before we go out, you're not going to cut trees pretty much with a machete. It's not what it's made for. It's made for going through the thin stuff. But we want to do a little durability test. So, wow, that was actually pretty good. Wow, that was pretty good. This is really, really hard wood. This is an Arizona dried, nasty, sitting in the sun for a long time tree. And that handled it pretty good. Another thing I want to test too is this saw. Before we get out there to the desert. Ugh, there we go. Even with no room to work, it still did its job. But I want to check this saw out because I have high hopes for the saw. Whoa. So when you're talking about a machete saw, it's generally like shark fin style teeth on the top of the spine, and it'll work to a degree. But this saw, this one's already dug in really, really deep in a very short amount of time. I'm trying to hold it. Normally you're going to put it and you're going to step on it and use some kind of leverage so it's not moving. And I think I might do that because you can see how far I'm already in. That was easy. I got to set this thing up a little better. All right, so normally if I'm gonna saw into anything, I'm going to make it so it's not going to be shifting all over the place on me. And of course this one's at a nice angle, makes it hard, but we're gonna get it anyway. We're gonna get it. There we go. That's better. I just gotta get my angles right. This saw is actually really, really good. Even though I'm making it look like a mess, it's really, really good. Trying to get the camera angle so my body is actually twisted. If you've ever had to build a shelter or even a chair while camping, you would know the importance of a saw. I'm gonna actually try my offhand since it would line up better. And the saw is doing a better job than I am, but it's just angle. Normally what you would do is you would take this branch off completely and then saw the ends you need. I am all over the place. And that was straight through. So I have to say that the saw on this is a shining example of how it should be done. And this is an 1899 machete. This is one of the better machete saws I've ever seen. This is really, really nice. You know, we get these things that grow out here on the ground. It grows in like, well, that. And I'm not even sure what it is, but I want to open it. I want to open it. So we're going to use the machete. Oh, wow. It's like a... it's like a vegetable or something. I don't even know what that is. That's crazy. All right, so out here we have these. These are nasty. They are thick. They are dangerous. They're actually kind of deadly. And the thorns on these, I don't know if you could hear it. They're really hard. And when you step on them, they will actually go all the way through a work boot. These things are no joke, and they are everywhere out here. So it stinks when you have to get from one place to another, and these are sticking out, because when they're sticking out, and they're really hard to cut, but when they're sticking out, they catch on everything, and they will snag, and they will hurt you. Let's see. So being able to have a little bit of distance away instead of trying to grab and cut is going to be very helpful, because if I swing and I hit one, it's going to tear me up. These things are no joke nasty. And it's really, really nice to be able to cut through. And this thing is absolutely doing that. So it's getting through these. These things are vicious. You don't want to step on them. You don't want to get hung up on them. They're just not fun. And you can see that this machete is working as it should. It's doing a machete's work. $18.99. And so far I haven't hit one of my fingers. And one of the reasons is this really long handle. It might be wide, but it's really long. So I can choke down on it. So when the end of the blade is here, my hand is still far away enough to where it's not going to get me. And now you'll see a lot. You can get a big long machete and do that, but they're harder to keep with you when you're hiking. You want to stay as compact as possible when you're out hiking. You don't want things dangling off of you because you get hooked on stuff, or it's just a pain in the butt. It's just extra carry. So this thing being light and small, having that long handle is really, really helpful. And I know that I can absolutely hack my way through some of these and I'll be okay. This is $18.99. $18.99. That's not so bad. So right here I've got this little inlet to my fence line where there's a wash. And this thing is pretty much the only thing blocking my path. Let's see if I can get a good angle on that. I'm trying. It's a hard angle. Let me see if I can cut one of these pieces off. There we go. This tree's like rubber. There we go. Once you get the right angle. This is weird, man. This is so flexible and rubbery. And still, because we're out in the desert, it is loaded with these little thorns. And those things get you. They're not like the other ones. But it's still thorn, thorn, thorn. Everywhere you look, it's thorns. So look at this. It's a good example of when you're walking out in the desert. See all those thorns? They hide inside this green, so you don't really see them until you're on them. They are nasty. But with just a couple of swats, now I have a clear entry to get over here to this wash. And I can get whatever I need done. It's excellent. It's excellent. It's a good thing to have. And there's plenty of machetes out there, I know. And there's plenty of options. But for $18.99, that's not bad. I mean, especially for this saw. Hey, there's the dog running down the wash. Where are you going? This is, oh man, it's all rubber. That is weird. Look at all these little bean pods. These things grow like crazy on all of these. It's just, I don't know what you'd need them for. Maybe you can use them for fishing. But just easy to get through it all. And it's so important to have a machete. So important. And I've done plenty of videos on machetes before, and that sentiment never changes. It's really, really important to have a machete, because it could literally mean life, death, or get to where you got to get to. I got to go find that dog. Come on, girl. Now she's on the other side of the fence and she's stuck. So, machete. Oh. That little thorn tree, this is what it turns into. Nastiness. Just nastiness. So having the ability to get rid of that stuff, big time important. So check it out. I'm going to put the link down below for their Amazon, $18.99. Check it out, man. It could be a great option for you. Hi, I'm Donnie B all day. Till next video.